North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the state of Minnesota. And if you think Minnesota is only cold, you should be here today. It was 88 degrees with a dew point of 67. It was hot and muggy, and I stayed inside as much as I could. Let me move my lamp a little bit there. I'm a little crooked, but we'll just get moving along. Hello and welcome. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for joining me from Southwest Missouri. How's your weather down there? Okay, I think you said you were on your boat, so it must have been nice for you to be out on your boat. This is where you can find me. NorthStarStamper.StampinUp.net is where you would shop with me. My website, I've been putting a lot on there, but I think I will put the cards we make today on there. Kathy, these are the ones we talked about last Thursday in our Zoom session. I'm going to make the swap I shared. And then if you want to contact me, Susan at NorthStarStamper.com is the best place to reach me. So thank you for joining me. We're going to get started right away. Okay, I am going to offer, I'm going to call it a Kit Plus class. So we're going to base it on this kit. This is the Birthday Sparkle Kit. You get, the kit includes stamps, an ink spot, and a block, and then all the pieces you need to make these 6 cards and these 6 tags. And I have those made as suggested. Isn't that cute? It's your birthday, and yay. You would just write on the back. And it's your birthday. Look at the little bit of gold trim there. And then the gold flames. They give you the twine. But I'm going to open the kit. I'm going to order the kits and then open it for you. And then I'm going to add Azure Afternoon, Pretty in Pink, and Black cardstock. You will need your own if you want other ink. I'm not going to include white pieces. That makes things too heavy. So you're going to need white cardstock. If you don't like these 2 colors, we can switch them out for some ink that you do have, so let me know when you register for the class. And because of the stamp set that comes with this kit, it gives you these decorative pieces to put lines and dots on your balloons, but there's no balloon stamp. But I discovered that I still have my balloon punch. I'm waiting to make sure. Yep, I still have my balloon punch. So I'm going to punch out a bunch of white balloons, and then you can add dots and stripes or do other things to them with the ink you have at home. So I will, I'll make a video for all these extra cards I suggest with the kit. And I don't have a price yet. I'm thinking $30, maybe $35. I haven't done the math yet, so I have to do that. But here's one suggestion with extra pieces. So the crumb cake, or in this case craft, it's not really crumb cake, piece is extra. It's comes out of the inside part of that card, but I'm like, let's use it on a card. So I just used the stamps from the stamp set and then my own Azure Afternoon ink and the cardstock that I'll include in your kit. So it has been suggested that I have the same RSVP date for my classes that Paper Pumpkin has. Thank you for that suggestion, Diane. So watch my newsletter, probably Thursdays. I'm not quite ready for this tomorrow. And I'll give you some ideas of things you can do with your kit beyond these. And I think these are gorgeous, but I thought it'd be fun to add some color to it. The pink and the blue. And then I thought adding black to the cards would make them very interesting for like a 50th birthday. So that is the Birthday Sparkle Kit Plus, because I will be adding the plus to it. All right, that was my commercial. Bonus day sales still going on. You can earn bonus coupons through the 31st. Today we're going to be using the Scenic Pumpkin Patch stamp set. This is an online exclusive. And these stamps, oh no, are those really the right size? I guess they are. They look small. I thought they were bigger than that. But down here it says 2-step because you stamp the pumpkins and the stems separately. In the house, you have to put together. So when I got this stamp set, I'm going to leave that there for now. I went through and just stamped them all. You can see that I was a little confused on how those pumpkins went. But you can see how the two stamps go together for the house and the roof. And there's some trees. And then I just made a little scene just to see how they went together. And then I make little notes on there so that I don't have to relearn everything or remember everything when I go to use it. Like here, oops, that one was upside down. So those kinds of things I wouldn't have. You have to try, you have to play. And then I just created some fun scenes. Hopefully you can see those. The grass, I just used a blending brush, and I wanted to see how the fence went with the pumpkins. And that little piece, this one here, I wondered, was it a bush? Was it a cloud? Was it treetops? It turns out it was, no, I wondered if it was a bush or a cloud. It turns out it's treetops. There was a stamp. This one, can you see that? I don't know what I would use that for. It could be ground, maybe a hill in the background behind the house, maybe a cloud if you use white ink. I haven't used that stamp yet, so we'll see. And here I just used, and there I used it as a bush. I'm like, that doesn't look quite right. So it's supposed to be the treetops, and you can color them to make them fall. This is the one we're going to stamp today, and I'm going to change out the, I don't know if that's Cajun Craze or Copper Clay. They're so similar. And use crumb cake instead for that. So that's what we're doing today. I will show you my swap card first. Let me put this down because we're going to be stamping on there. This is very similar to the swap card I traded with other demonstrators. I think I swapped these two around, and instead of using a full piece of this twine or jute trim, I just made a bow, which we'll do tonight, and just put it on with a glue dot. So I can show you how I did this one, too. I took a big circle and a large piece of cardstock. This is Basic Beige. Hello, everybody, by the way. Hello, hello. I forgot to go back. I said hello to Kathy right away, and then I just got started. So I ran this through my die machine to get this nice flat edge on my circle. Let me set that aside. I don't know where to put stuff. We'll put it here. I can clean up later. Let's see who's here. Hello, Anne. Thank you for joining me. And Christine and Chuck, if he's with you. Oh, Kathy's excited about the card. Yay. I thought you would be. You wondered how I did it. She says, I did the same thing the first time, stamped a row of pumpkins upside down. So we learn, right? You have to practice. And hello, Jean Schiller. Thank you for joining today. All right. So I thought we could stamp these pieces. Again, they are Basic Beige. This is a great new neutral color. Almost like very vanilla, but it's got a little more brown to it instead of yellow. So let's just stamp those just like that. And then I have other, oh, here's another card. I had extra backgrounds, so it's the same happy birthday. And then I die cut a bigger circle. Or is that the same circle? Nope, it's a bigger circle out of crumb cake and just stamped. Looks like I used a mask, and maybe we'll try that tonight too. And again, I just added the green on the bottom. Looks like I stamped, but then I didn't have enough, so I added some more with a blending brush. And I think that's too much ribbon, but that's all right. So you get an idea for that. All right, that's the wrong stamp set. So we're going to take the Scenic Pumpkin and pick it up with a block, and then I need, I think it's these. There we go. Let's just start with those. And I did something a little interesting with this to get the colors, the lighter and the darker. Let's put that off to the side. So I have pumpkin pie ink and peach pie ink. Hi, Mom and Dad. Thanks for joining today. So I'm going to put, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Peach pie on the top. So I just inked the top, and I'm going to put pumpkin pie on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. See, I put, and they don't meet in the middle, so I'm going to pick up some peach pie and just kind of blend them a little bit. And we're going to practice on here. I'll stamp the right way for you. And you get two-tone pumpkins. It's kind of fun. Sometimes I like to clean my stamps off between, but I'm going to use the same colors in the same... We'll switch them around for you. So I'm going to put peach pie on the top and pumpkin pie on the bottom and blend them together with some peach pie. And just stamp it like that. A fun, easy way to get two tones on your stamps. A little bit of a line there, but that's okay. And I have the stems for our pumpkins. And these are the kind of stamp sets you will find me practicing a lot. That's why I have my white paper here. And this is crumb cake. Make sure they go the right side up. And they are stems with you can tell how they go. I think that's about right. There we go. So there's our pumpkins. Let me show you the stamp set, what I was talking about. So they do have the stem here with the attachment to the pumpkin. So I didn't even realize I had a single pumpkin there. So that was, let's use that one, because I can. So I'm going to take this tiny little block, which I don't think we carry anymore, and we will put it just to do some more stamping. Stamping is my absolute favorite part of all this. It's not the paper, it's not the dies, it's not the punches, it's the stamps. Peach pie on the top, pumpkin pie on the bottom. We're going to blend this one a little more. There we go. And let's put that right next to it. Just like that. Wish I had a I can't think. Ah, an envelope handy. Alright, this one I am going to practice. Make sure I go the right way. So I have just the single stem. Alright, there he goes. And he's going to fit right like that. This is the one time. I'm so glad these are clear stamps. So there's our pumpkins. Just set it right on top when we're done. And we'll use a smaller one for our house. So I'm going to take this long one, grab another block. I think we're done with peach pie and pumpkin pie. We have lots of pies, don't we? Because we also have pecan pie. I think they like their foods when they... Alright, for the house, when they name our colors. And they like alliterations, right? Let's use Mossy Meadow. I think that might be garden green. Again, I'm going to practice. Practice, practice, practice. And if you just use junk mail that you are going to throw away or recycle anyway, just to practice on. You know, don't practice on your good, expensive cardstock. Practice. I kind of like that. So I do on these, I don't know if these are distinctive, but they're kind of a muted stamp. It's not a solid stamp, so it's got some texture on there. That's when I like to use my blending brush to add some, just to blend it. It seems to work better. So I'm just going to stamp it there towards the bottom, but I wish it were more, so I'm just going to use my brush just to add some more green. And bring this back in so you can see. Now we're going to do the house. I think that was... No, what's here? I just... Oh, they're... Okay. They got turned around. I'm going to use pecan pie for the house itself. Let me put things away a little bit. Keep things cleaned up or I will have a huge mess when I'm done. And this is such a tiny little stamp, I do not want to lose it. when they get wet, they don't like to stick. It's not sticking, so I'll just have to be careful when I open it. All right, the house. So we have the house with the chimney and the roof with the top of the chimney. This one I am going to practice a few times, and this is, I'll show you what I like to do. So I'm going to use pecan pie for the house itself, and I'm going to stamp a few so I can practice. It's been a couple days since I've used this. I cleaned it, but I didn't really need to. And then I believe that is early espresso. My early espresso I re-inked, and it's very, very dark. All right, so I'm going to ink this up and see how I do. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Let's see if I can do it a couple more times. All right. There we go. Now we're going to take pecan pie and put this off to the side a little bit. Let's see if I'm going to practice one more time just so I get into the rhythm of it. Oh, that's the wrong color, isn't it? I think I just got early espresso ink on my pecan pie ink pad. Let me grab a paper towel. I had planned on showing you other things, other ways I fix things when I make a mistake or when things go wrong. And can you see the dark ink on there? You can. I'm just going to blot it up with a paper towel. And then when I use this stamp pad for the rest of tonight or for my video, I'll just use this side of my ink pad because I picked up ink from there and it's now on here, which I will throw away immediately. And then I will re-ink, especially that one spot. Okay, I need to slow down and think about what I'm doing. So I have early espresso ink for my roof. You see, I missed the very top right there. There. Oh dear, I need to pick that up, don't I? All right, it's going to be one of those days. Luckily, I don't have too much down here. All right, did you even notice this stamp set in the online exclusives? If you don't go on the website very often, you may not have noticed it. All right, let's put these away. And we'll use Cajun Craze for our fence. Clean some of these off. And put stamps away as I'm done. Make sure that one's still there. Okay, good. Don't want to lose that little stem. All right, so I need the fence, the little fence. That one's wet too. All right, there we go. This fence is so cute. We're gonna practice, and see how close I need to be to the house. And how straight. There, that one's better. We're going to put one on each side. Oh, too far away. All right, now I think I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to put one here. No, so want it down. Whoops, not quite. Let's add another one. Because I can. I'm going to use my towel to clean it up. All right. What do we do? That's right, it's kind of a crooked fence. But isn't that cute? I can make a whole bunch of these. And I did. I made 21 of these. Actually, 22. I made 21 for a swap. Okay. And then the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. I wrapped, on this sample, I wrapped a portion of this. I like to separate it. Because this is just so thick. And what I do is I unroll it and then I just pull. And it makes a big mess, but you can just pull like that. And then you end up with a thinner piece. And then for my bow, you don't need very much at all. I think in Paper Pumpkin and other kits, they tell you to make this 9 inches. That is not very much. That's a piece of scrap, right? So you make 2 bunny ears and then do an overhand knot. Maybe. If I can do it on video. There we go. And then just play around till you get it. I don't know where it went. Hold on. You get the idea. It'll make a nice bow, and then use a glue dot to adhere it to your card. Pretty simple. But like I said, you don't need much. It's not working today. So that's the first card. My swap card. I'm just gonna put that right there. All right. I do have another card base. I got carried away when I was doing my swaps, so that's what it looked like before I put my circles on. But I want to take this off, and this has been on here for quite a while. So this is one of the tricks I want to share. Now, and you'll appreciate that I first learned to do this with dental floss, but I'm going to use some retired twine, and this is quite thick. Normally I would use thinner twine, but you get the idea. So I am going to put this under here, and I'm going to use the twine. I'm going to kind of saw back and forth and see if I can't get this piece to come up. I think I used a lot of glue on here. Nope, it's coming. You see, I fed it under the corner there, and then I just pulled. So I'm getting adhesive on my twine, so I will throw the twine away. Can you see it's going under there? I'm just going to pull the twine pretty flat. If I pull up, I'm going to rip the paper, and I would just want to pull it off of that base. All right, come on. Excuse my hand there. There we go. And now this should come right just like that. It's okay that we rip that, because I'm going to put something else on top of that. So use a piece of, just a piece of twine, a piece of string. String would be good if you have some. Or dental floss. It's nice and thin. This has adhesive on it now, so I am going to throw that away. And then this is garbage, because I don't want to make a birthday card. I want to make an anniversary card. So that's one trick for you today. And this is sticky, so we're going to have to be careful and make sure we put our piece in there. Okay, I have, let me clean up a little bit. I have our modern oval punch, and right now this is on low inventory, so if you don't have this punch and you want it, I suggest you look for it soon and not later. I'm going to leave that one out. I'm going to put some of my stamps away before I lose them. Okay. So I measured this distance between this straight line and this straight line, and I think it was 1 5/8 or something like that. But yeah, let me measure it again. I'm a lefty. I keep going the wrong way. It's more like 1 7/8. No, not 7/8. 1 1.5. Oh, plus a 16th. So half is 8. So 1 6. No. 16th would be 8 9. 1 9/16. So this piece is no wider than that. So I wanted it narrower than that. So what we're going to do is feed it through from the outside. See how I can just do that, and then pull this up. Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. I was doing something else with this one. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Let me get a wider one. Here we go. So you feed it through. You can see I already did the other end. And now this punch can be any width I want. So I already did it with this side. I pulled this through. And I punched. And I got a rounded end. Now I want to go the other end. Oops. But because it's going to go on my card, I have to kind of guess about how wide I want it. So that long. And now my punch shape is wider, or longer for me, it's going to be wider because it's going to go on my card like this. So where that adhesive is I'm going to put it like that. So try different ways to use your punches. That's a fun one. Okay, we're going to stamp again. Get my paper back. We are going to stamp this row of pumpkins. I thought this was really cute with just the leaves and the twine. What is it called? I forget what it's called. So I'm going to leave that there so you can see where we're going. Now, to get these... Oh, I want to use that fence too. I want to show you another technique. And I think I've shared this technique with you before. There's our fence. Set that over here. I can move this. You don't need to see that. I'm trying to keep it clean so you can concentrate on my viewing area, right? So I'm going to use the bigger 3 pumpkins. Set it down and pick it up. We're going to stamp across that. And I used our masking paper and I stamped, you can see I just stamped in any color. I think that was crumb cake. And then I fussy cut using my snips. And I think I may have done 2 at one time. So I have 2. You can see I've done this before. So what you want in front, you stamp first. So I want my pumpkins in front of my fence. So let's bring back our pumpkin colors. Peach pie, pumpkin pie. I really like adding those 2 colors. I think this is just 1 color, but we can use different colors. We could make them Cajun Craze too, make them darker pumpkins. Let's try that too. So peach pie, pumpkin pie, then I'm going to blend some peach pie. Just for kicks. I'm going to pull out Cajun Craze as well. I'm just going to use the same brush, and I'm going to add some of that to the bottom. And I'm just going to stamp this. I know it's going to work. Alright, right there. So there's that. Isn't that pretty? I like it. This time I am going to clean it off. Let's do that again. It's so fun adding multiple colors. Peach pie on the top, pumpkin pie on the bottom. I'm going to blend a little bit with peach pie. Then I'm going to take a very little bit of Cajun Craze. Add that on the bottom. And put it right next to it. One more. Peach pie, pumpkin pie. Blend. My block is really wet. I'm going to tap it in the... Can you see I tapped it in the Cajun Craze? This one will be darker. Just like that. Now, I want the fence behind these pumpkins. So I stamped the pumpkins first. Now I'm going to place my mask that I stamped and cut out of masking paper. We'll put 2 of them on since I have them. They are reusable. I just kept them in the case. Let's hold that down for a minute. Let me close these. Okay. So see, I have... You can barely see the tops of the pumpkins on the top. And we're going to take our fence. I'm a little nervous. I didn't try this before. So this is crumb cake. So it's kind of light. And I'm just going to put it, maybe I want it on the other side. I don't know. Yeah, I think I do want it on the other side. So let's move this one. I like this post here, so I want to make sure I use that. Okay, so I just moved them over there. And we're going to stamp right on top of the masks, just like that. This is kind of the This is the fun part when you get to see how it turns out. So we'll take the masks off. Oh, I wasn't careful about making sure I was straight. And there, our fence is behind the pumpkins. Isn't that cute? I think I need a little color where under the pumpkin. So I'm going to put my masks back in my case. No need to use it, cut them out again and again. I think we need some green. It's going to be, and there's just still green on this brush. I have a green brush from when I did the that other sample. I just didn't want them floating. So there's that piece. Let's pull our card back. Oh, that's cute. Just like that. See? This was the leaf fall embossing folder and a deckled rectangle. I forgot to tell you that earlier. Okay, let's move. Oh, I was going to do this. Hold on, we're not done. Were you yelling at me? Did you tell me? No, you didn't. I want to put the stems on these pumpkins. And I need the one that has the 3. I think I left the 5 out. To put them the right way in the pumpkins. Okay, I need this one that has 3. I'm going to grab that pumpkin, the pumpkins again. I need to practice putting these stems on them. Practice, 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 practice. Let's just stamp a few. There we are. That's Cajun Craze. Again, I re-inked this, and for some reason my re-inkers are really dark. So I don't know if something's wrong with them, or that's right, it's not as orange as I think it should be. Alright, and this is pumpkin pie. Oh! Yeah, that was Cajun Craze. And I didn't practice there. I think it goes that way. That looks good. I don't know if that's dark enough. That'll work. Okay, pecan pie stems on our pumpkins. And I have all these stamps. Why not use them, right? Let's put this one back. And like I said, I will probably stamp a layer for the inside of my card, and so I'll leave these out. And my envelope. We'll get pumpkins too. But you know, I've shown you how to stamp. How I stamp them anyway. It's not the only way. It's just how I do it. I'll put that away. What do I need? I need this little one. I think they're called tendrils. The leaves with the tendrils, and I think that's small enough for this one. And I'm going to use garden green. It's just such a nice standard garden green. They named it very well, didn't they? I think this is my 3rd garden green ink pad since I started. This is one of the colors I bought as a customer more than 13 years ago. Like I said, they keep upgrading, and this isn't even the current case. These are the older cases. So, oh, I think that's perfect. Isn't that cute? All right. All right, so this is going to be on the bottom, like that. And I have another technique to share with you. How are we doing on time? Sorry, it's after 8 o'clock. But this is a good one. If you like to die cut, let me get all my pieces together here. Okay, I want to use the Sweetly Scripted stamp set, and I'm making an anniversary card, so I want to use the happy anniversary. Well, I want to put it on a banner, but this banner is too short. I need a longer banner to put that sentiment on. So, and it's not a punch like we did with the rounded one, making this wider just for fun. So you can see I like to use washi tape. So I put it on a piece of basic beige cardstock, and I held it down with washi tape so it wouldn't move, and I ran it through my die machine, and I stopped before I got to the end here. Now there's a couple different ways you can do it. Let me grab my plates. There's two different ways you can do it. So you can put it in your machine, hold it with washi tape, and then run it through your machine and stop, and then back it up. That's way one. Or you can stagger your plates. Now this sandwich, as they call it, is only thick enough till here. So I could run this through my machine, and this won't cut. It'll only cut this part, because this sandwich isn't deep enough. So this is not going to cut. And that's exactly what I did to cut this. Now I'm going to take my die, and with these little dots, this dot embellishment there, you can line it up really well. I can feel where it's not moving anymore. So if it isn't lined up, it moves. But once you get it lined up, it doesn't move. See, it's moving the paper now. I can put this down with washi tape. So I have two choices again. I can here and run it through my machine and stop before I get to the end, or I can go like this and then run it through my machine, and it won't cut this, but it will cut this. So that's what I did with this one. So this is the standard, sometimes I get it off a little bit. This is the standard die length, but I used that technique I just showed you to make a longer one, because my sentiment's long. Alright, so that's, I would call that double die cutting. Kind of like I double punch to make this punch wider. Here I double die cut to make our die cut wider or longer, or whatever you want to say. So I already have my happy anniversary on a block. Let me know if you need a better explanation of that. I think we're good. You just, where your cutting plates are or where you run it through your machine is where it will die cut. I'm going to use Cajun Craze. That's just a nice dark color. Again, practice, 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 practice. Okay, I need, see, I have a little shadow there, so I have to be careful to go straight up and down. I think it's pretty straight. Let's see. I'm gonna stamp near the end to see how straight the stamp is compared to my sticker on my stamp. Stamp there. So this side's a little high, so I'm gonna set it and then I'm gonna tilt it down just a little bit. So that's why I practice. So it was a little off this way. Whew, because I don't have a second one of those. And there is my happy anniversary. You're welcome, Jean, for all the ideas. I didn't see, is Alma on here? Alma, are you here yet? You usually watch the replay. I think summer's a busy time for you, so I think you watch later. But this is an anniversary card for Abby and Evan. Their anniversary's in October, and I thought this would be perfect. Uh-oh, that's too long, and I'm smearing it. Some of my red inks don't dry as quickly as others. You can see I smeared it there. So I will have to die cut another one and make it just a little bit shorter because it's too wide for my card. And these corners would get squished in my envelope. So if I hadn't had this ink here, this adhesive here, I would have turned my card this way. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see. There's a lot of adhesive there. So I'm not going to be able to finish this card. I either have to die cut another one, figure out something to do with this adhesive. I do like it that way, though. Let me think. But I do have to do another one. Now look, I'm smearing it everywhere. So my red inks, that has always happened with my real red ink. I didn't know that would happen with my Cajun Craze. So what could I do here? I could put ribbon. Let's see if I have ribbon handy. I know this is long. This is retired. The color's still current. This is Pebbled Path. I could put a couple strips. You know, I am going to do that. This is not enough adhesive now, so I'm going to add, this is tear and tape. Let's get this out of the way. Did you understand my double die cutting? I do not see steering ink. You mean smearing ink, Ann? I know you're probably watching on your phone. It's hard to type on a phone. Make sure this goes the right way. All right, now, oh, no, I want it this way. I'm going to take my ribbon, and I want a nice end. That's just a small bit of garbage. And it was too wide for one piece of ribbon, so I'm going to lay this down. I have different colors. I could use a second color of ribbon. We're just going to put 2 strips right next to each other. You know what? For kicks, we're going to go this way, and it's going to look like a ribbon. And like that. I'm going to recut this. And cut this one. Look at that. Not perfect. There we go. That's better. Close enough. Close enough. Now I can adhere this here. Oh, do you not see my smear? Maybe if I hold it up here. I see it. On both ends. You can see it. So let's actually do this. I'll finish this. This one. So you take our die. Let's see how long I need it. Where's my stamp? Actually, I need it this long. So I could make this, you can almost go twice as long, but I don't need it that long. See, this is where the end will be. I need it to go right there. So I'm going to line up the dots. Sorry, this video is getting a little long, but I didn't think I would be doing this, but that's okay. If you need to go, thanks for joining me. See you next week. And if you can, thank you for sticking around. All right, so I think it's almost time for new cutting plates. You can see how marred they are, and these are supposed to be consumable. So I suggest buy yourself a set of these every birthday or every Christmas so that you have them on hand when you need them and you're not getting good die cuts with your machine. So I'm going to set this here. I'll show you this method. We're just going to cut, make sure that's on. Make sure I'm cutting. Okay. So only at the edge of my plate is where it's going to stop cutting. So I can get this going. I sure hope this works. It should. Okay. If you don't want to rip your paper, pull this straight back. And this one straight back. I did rip this outer piece, but that's right. And then these I just stick on my machine. I reuse them till they're not sticky anymore. All right, get this off of here. And there. I didn't have it lined up exactly, but that's okay. Good enough. There is my die cut. I do want to trim it a little bit. Just a little bit. There. Let's try again, and I will not touch the ink this time. Bring Bring back my paper to keep my glass clean. Remember this was high, so, or was it low? I'm just going to go straight. I know it won't be perfect, but that's okay. All right. Let's get some dimensionals and finish our card. At least the front of our card. Okay. See, I can, sometimes I'll test it, so I will turn this over and just burnish this on a white piece to see. Look how much ink was still there, even after those few minutes. Did you see that? Okay, so I know not to touch that. Let's put some dimensionals on here. I just have little ones. They work just as well, but you get more on a sheet. This might need some bling too. Put that, and put this over. I don't really like the way my ribbon is down there, so we're going to cover some of it up. And this, these are so tiny. It's so funny that sometimes I actually cut them apart. So I gave you lots of tips and tricks on what to do, how to take something that's already been adhered to your card, how to get it off pretty cleanly. I left some adhesive behind, and I showed you a way to cover up your adhesive by adding another element. In this case, ribbon. We talked about double die cutting. We talked about double punching. Oh, lots of tips and tricks today. I have one more. So I'm going to center this, but I don't want to touch. I think that ink is still wet. So I'm going to just tap it like that. And it is smudged still. But there is an anniversary card for October. Let me grab my other cards. Where'd they go? And so that was my swap card, and you saw me stamp these. So cute. And one more idea with lots of ribbon. Let's put this. I don't know. Thank you for joining me. Let me see if you have any questions. I appreciate you watching. It's always fun to have an audience. I can chat with you. Oh, we can move this down. There. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anne. She says nice card. Oh, thank you, Kathy, for being patient with me. She said she was available to watch. Oh, Anne says put in an embellishment. Did you mean where it was on this one? Where it's smeared? I could do that. Now it's all smeared, but I wouldn't use that one. Is that what you were talking about? Anne said put in an embellishment there. All right. All right. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. Take care, everybody. Stay cool. I think most of us are pretty hot. And put that one right there. Okay. And you know where to find me. Where did my list go? Here we go. That's where to find me. And I take suggestions. Today was a suggestion. Kathy wanted to see me use this stamp set. So thank you, Kathy, for that. I appreciate your requests. It's always fun to show you what you want to see. And I will get these onto my blog. And then there were a couple other swap cards you wanted to see as well. So I'll get those up in the next couple days. Thank you, everybody. Take care. I appreciate all of you. Bye.